good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for being with me today. So today, we're going to discuss this very exciting but relatively operational topic. Before we get into that, let me introduce myself. So I'm the Vice President of the Product Management from Splunk Data Platform and AI. So this morning, from G2's keynote session, you heard a few words that are constantly used: digital resilience, Cisco Data Fabric, and AgenticOps, plus machine data. So you will continue hearing this a lot from my session today. So the topic we're going to focus on is really how can we move the data chaos to the digital resilience with AgenticOps. I can talk hours about this topic, but let's focus on three things. How AgenticOps influence or impacts traditional operations, why data becomes constrained, and what it means. We want to make sure machine data can be your fuel for your AI agent. Before we jump into technical discussions, I want to ask you a very quick question. And this question, how you answered, may be the easiest way for us to reflect what agentic shift is. Are we ready for this? A simple question. How many of you have experienced self-driving from Tesla, from BMW, from Mercedes, or any vendor? So self-driving can be hands-free or driverless. Raise your hand. All right. If you raise your hand, you already know that autonomy shows in everyday's life. Tesla, for me, is a real example of AI in action in our physical world. Recently, I had an opportunity to watch a Tesla handle a very messy and complex driving environment, sensing what's happening in real time around it, making decisions, and adapting in real time. So because of Tesla was doing that, it avoids an accident. So this is what we are chasing together in today's enterprise as well. We want to move from reactive to preemptive operations. So we need a similar AI system that can sense, understand, decide, and act, so we can avoid a potential incidents. So how can we get there? We have to first change how we discuss the AI first. More than 60% of operation teams today are running agentic pilots. So by 2028, based on IDC projection, there will be more than 1.3 billion agents running in operation globally. So the real question is your system ready for this? Is your operating system set up in the way you can support this? Is your machine data that reflect the health of your operation system can be turned into the fuel to your agentic ops? Then how can we start rethink about AI? So today, when we talk about AI, we primarily focus on two things. One is the model, especially large language model, which is perfectly fine because models are our brain. The second is the compute with GPUs. They are powerful muscle. But one piece is missing from this conversation is the nervous system, the system that can sense your environment in real time. So in agentic ops, right, the operational data is your nervous system that can sense the real time. So if we say, okay, models decide, GPUs execute, your operational data is what guides your AI agents. So the AI agent can make decisions and take actions safely. Now let's take a look at a real example here. So this is one of the largest payment processor in the world. and processing billions of transactions daily. One day, their network team made a minor configuration change to optimize regional traffic. A few minutes later, transaction success rate dropped. Customer complaints spiked. Of course, the revenue took a hit. Now let's see what caused this issue. It is their siloed operational data. Because their network team don't have a visibility of the business impact, their application team can now trace back to where the network team changed in the configuration. Now let's imagine the same moment, but with entirely different backend machine data foundation that unified operational data from networking, from security, and from application. So imagine an AI agent automatically correlating the network configuration change to the drop in the transaction process. Or even better, the AI agent can anticipate the potential impact from the network configuration change and flag that before the change went live. So this is what's possible when your operational data becomes the true fuel to your agentic operations. Where is the catch then? By 2028, the global data volume consumed or created will reach almost 400 zettabytes, right? Among those data, 55% is machine-generated data. It's also your operational data. So this means the raw material for your AI agent, for your agentic ops, is exploding. So those are your logs files, your traces, and your events, your network telemetry. So how can you turn this raw material into the connected, contextual, and trustworthy data for your AI workload, or for your agent, and eventually for your agentic ops? Many organizations, unfortunately today, they have this massive data as siloed, inconsistent, too fragmented to translate them into reliable decisions that your agents can base on. Let's look at this slide. Again, you get all kinds of machine data here, from database logs to your CPU usage, to your infrastructure metrics, or your application performance traces. Each set of data is extremely valuable, but they speak different languages. The reason I say they speak different languages is the format may be different, the timing is different, the tools is different, the owners is different, and the definition of normal is different. So how can AI agents make sense from all those massive signals if they don't understand how we connect, correlate those signals all together? In order to get the context with what system we're talking about, what changed, what to do, we really need to make sure we have a proper setup for this. Particularly in agentic AI era, you can see decisions are made at machine speed that raise the bar even higher. When your data complexity keeps compounding, when your data volume keeps growing, so your data foundation really needs to be transformed to support this. Because decisions are made at machine speed, so your operational data needs to be real-time and trustworthy, so your AI agents can make proper decisions and take actions truthfully at the speed they need, right? Lastly is accountability. We also cannot compromise accountability that also needs to be supported at scale. Think about if the AI agent made a decision, we have to understand why that action was decided, and do we need to prove that? In order to do that, we have to enable traceability, right? We have to enable the auditability. We have to enable a set of governance to support this accountability. If your technical debt, if your system didn't support a system like this, your technical problems become your business problems too. So let's see this, right? So data chaos created by this massive unconnected data is approximately $400 billion issue. So recently, sponsored by Splunk, we worked together with Oxford Economics to do a research. So every year for every enterprise, the downtime cost is approximately $200 million. Also keep in mind, this cost is a direct incident response cost. There's also a hidden cost responded by 94% of participants. The downtime slows innovation. That means you lost your innovation velocity, so you won't be able to introduce the cutting-edge solutions to better support your employees or your customers. And this is why we are building Cisco Data Fabric. So Cisco Data Fabric, think about this, the new architecture. We turn those machine data chaos into the operational advantages. Cisco Data Fabric connects all your operational data and provide cross-domain visibility, search, and analytics with the proper governance. Let me walk you through what this architecture looks like. Think of Cisco Data Fabric as a flexible intelligence layer that sits between your massive and messy machine data and all the analytic applications and AI workloads you want to run on top of it. So Cisco Data Fabric wants to turn this data everywhere mess into the data that is useful for your operations and your AI workload. So Cisco Data Fabric is built on 4 core elements. You can see here AI-powered data management, federation, and machine data lake. Those 3 components form a very solid data strategy. And Splunk has been in this trust mission-critical operation for many years in open ecosystem. We bring them in during the agentic era, right? And lastly is the AI native experience and AI tools as our 4th pillar. So this is the place we can either accelerate your analysts or your operators to do a faster investigation, to take action faster, or we can allow you build your own AI agents for your future. We will start with the first problem that Cisco Data Fabric tackles, which we call the data scale problem. The chaos really starts with this. So for years, the default playbook for operations is we collect all the data, save everything. But in the Zetabed era, save everything, blow up your budget, because your data volume is growing exponentially, but your budget is not. So this gap becomes many customers' top of mind. How can we handle this? That's what Cisco Data Fabric wants to change the game. We want to offer something that with infinite scale but finite cost. Let's see how it works. The idea is very simple. Not all data is equal. So you need to have a different data tiering. Also, you need to have a different price point or cost structure. You need to have ability to decide or activate your data progressively, right? Which data you want to store, what data you want to activate, and what slide you want to analyze. So this is the process based on your own business priority, based on the business cases, right? And with Machine Data Lake. Machine Data Lake allows this progressive data activation. in order to provide the right data at the right time for the right people. So you can activate specific data set to serve your specific use case. So you are in control of both value and cost. Lastly, with federation, you heard this morning from G2 as well. Not every data needs to be in single place. You probably already have a data sitting in S3 or Snowflake. So federation brings Splunk's search in place to those data. So you don't need to move data into one place. So put those all together. Cisco Data Fabric, step one is to unify and connect all your machine data to make them governed and useful for the future. Now, data unification at scale is a great starting point, but still we need a context. The context is your operational truth for your AI agent to not only see the signals, but understand the situation. Your agent don't need more data. They just need the operational truth to make the right decision at the right time. Let's look at this customer single transaction together. So this transaction touches your order processing system. So you get a log from your order system. Then in the middle, something failed. So your middleware throws an error. Customers call the support. Then you get IVR and contact center event. So every single one is a separate data stream. What connects them, however, it is your customer ID, your order ID, right? Your shared timestamping. Those are the entities that make your this separate events into a coherent story. Then with this, your AI agents don't just see the error message from middleware. They actually see the situation. The situation is like customer X order with order Y failed due to the database connection issue. Customer called and put on hold for 3 minutes. Now it's escalating. So this is what we call contextualization. And this contextualization is done through Cisco Data Fabric, machine data lake. So let's see how it worked. So from the name, right, machine data lake sounds like storage. It does. It does store your data. But machine data lake is so much more than just storing your data. It is really the data substrate built on top of your raw data. So you can use them to empower your AI agent. When data lands at the machine data lake, it becomes fully managed and cataloged. So when you need the data, you don't need to go hunt across 10 different tools. You start with this trusted foundation. Then second is AI agent will leverage the semantic layer and embeddings to understand the server timeout and request failed might reflect the similar issue, even though the message is different. So lastly, with this knowledge graph, what your AI agent will do is this knowledge graph connects the error messages to something you truly care about. For example, the customers, the services, the dependencies, or the infrastructure underneath. So with this context, right, all together, your agent can not only see the signal, they understand the situation, so they can make decisions in real time. Now we get data unified, connected. They're also contextualized for your AI workload. What's the next? AgenticOps journey is very unique for every single enterprise, right? So it depends on your industry, depends on your data maturity, also depends on the business priority. You may want to start with some simple AI-powered experience that, accelerate your analyst or your operator's investigation. Or you might be ready to build your own agent to access the context of data. Or even more, maybe you want to plug into your AI ecosystem today. So Cisco Data Fabric doesn't force you with one single path. Instead, they give you options, so you can decide under your pace. So let's start with AI Canvas in Splunk. So this is a workspace, intuitive workspace designed for your analysts and operators across different operational teams to collaborate together. They use natural language to do data exploration, to do troubleshooting, and to do the collaboration across different teams. When this collaboration happens, all the operational teams, they use the same canvas with shared operational context. So they can cooperate based on the same truths to solve problems faster. So now, what if you want to use your third-party agent or your own agent to tap into the same contextual truths from your operations? So here is where MCP comes in. So MCP stands for Model Context Protocol. You can think about it. It is an emerging industry standard and performs like universal adapter between your AI agents and your enterprise systems. So the power of adopting this protocol is the third-party agent can access the unified and contextualized AI data from Splunk. So they can leverage the same contextual operational truths to connect different workforces together. Then you can use this mechanism to truly enable enterprise-level, the agentic operations across different enterprise systems. That's what we're building, the MCP server. So now let's put those together. Think about Cisco Data Fabric as your AI operating system with 3 major tiers. Start with the bottom one, the machine data lake with federation. So this is where the data foundation with all your data that is cataloged, that with semantics, with knowledge graph. So those data can be used by the second tier, which is specialized AI tools tier. So Splunk has time-3 foundation model. You can use the data from the first tier to fine-tune it. Or you can use the AI toolkits from Splunk to build your own agent using that data. So this is a layer to introduce intelligence to support operational 3 imperatives, which is on the top. How can we anticipate, investigate, and respond? That experience layer is the place where the value delivered to your NetOps, your IT ops, whether it is human-driven with AI assistant or is autonomous AI agent. So the takeaway from the slide is you don't need separate AI strategy for your IT ops, for your SecOps, for your network ops. So Cisco Data Fabric unified one for you. We talk about speed. We talk about scale. We also touched intelligence. There's one more piece we got the question from all the C-level leaders, which is, how can I trust it? Speed without governance becomes recklessness. Scale without control becomes chaos. So that's how we want to enable the trust with governance. But the trust in agentic era is not the checkbox you can complete, or it's not compliance practice you do it once a year. You need to build a trust system and fine-tune it continuously. So here's the trust system, rests on 3 pillars. Those 3 pillars work together, and they evolve when your AI maturity grows. Let's start with the first one, data lifecycle governance. Let's think about data lifecycle governance as your chain of custody for your data. From ingestion to activation to retention and to retirement. What came in? What changed? Who touched it? Where it flowed? The second part, policy-driven enforcement, is where we codify the intent. So example, humans need to set up rules like risk tolerance, like boundaries, like approvals. The machines can enforce it with machine speed at scale. Lastly is the data observability, because for your entire AI agent lineage, this plays as flight recorder. Record every single step of your AI agent and data supplied to those AI agents. So with this, you can get to know certain decisions made by AI agent. You understand what informed that and why. So those three together build a strong trust when you enable your AgenticOps. So now let's refresh what Cisco Data Fabric can deliver you as a holistic solution. First of all, we correlate, connect, and contextualize all your operational data. So you get cross-domain visibility. You get cross-domain analytics and AI-ready data foundation. This strong foundation will allow the team to collaborate better. For example, in AI Canvas, when teams collaborate, they share the same operational truths, so they can solve problems faster. More than between your human team members, this is also the future. Your human and digital workflows can work together. And because we have this digital resilience with your AI agent, we can start executing that, moving away from the reactive to the future preventive operations. Lastly is AI's ecosystem is very powerful. So this Cisco Data Fabric is a foundation for us to see how can we make the agent, third-party agent, work all together in a broader AI system. So Cisco Data Fabric, again, is a new architecture designed to turn your machine data chaos into the advantages with your AI agentic operations. Splunk has been in this industry for many, many years. We have learned a hard lesson, how to make massive machine data useful. And now we're carrying over that practice into agentic AI era. And we know you want to start that journey as well. We'd love to be partnered with you together. And thank you for being with me today.